Welcome, everybody. This is Patrick Durkin from Lovonya, and I'm joined tonight by Charles Matthew, and of course Jen is here supporting our flow. There's Charles. I've started calling Charles Charlie Brown because he reminds me more and more of the young boy energy, and he amuses me to no end. So yes, enjoying your waving and hellos, Charles, and enjoying your presence in all of our lives. It's fun to meet a grown up who still acts like a kid. It's a really great way to go. So guys, this is a really important call for all of us because this is a complicated energetic world. Like there's all these frequencies and vibrations, and we're learning so much more about ourselves, and we're getting this deeper understanding of life. And sometimes there's things that come with us that aren't necessarily ours. And it's a bit of a confusing thing because I've got these beliefs around oneness and that I'm one with everything, and yet something's not mine. Like what is that about? But it seems like there's certain energies that when I get stuck in them or they get stuck on me or whatever the right language is, it's hard to move forward in my life. And so I've studied and learned about Ho'oponopono. I've known about it for a lot of years, 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. But never anything like what Charles teaches. Charles learned Ho'oponopono in the 1980s, and he has a technique that I think precedes the time at which the Ho'oponopono spread culturally, and there's a lot of versions of it now. And I think you'll find if you take the time just to learn the technique, which I know we're going to demonstrate clearly and effectively on this call. And the idea is we're setting you up for success with regard to the crystals class that Charles is teaching. Like in order to be there and be present in the class, you have to be able to cut off energies that aren't helping you move forward. And that's what this is about, is cutting off and completing those energies. So this is a big prerequisite for that class, and really important. So that's why we're doing it. And I think there's going to be a series of calls. This will just be the first, and we'll do advanced work on it later on. We're not sure. We're just kind of delivering what needs to be delivered and listening to how it goes, and then seeing what else people need. So we know we need this, so we're gonna teach it to ourselves and teach it to you at the same time. And I hope it's a big support to you. So Charles, thank you so much for being here, and for being decades ahead of the rest of us in learning some techniques that are really life-changing, and having the wisdom now that you can share and teach us how to make a difference in our lives. So with that said, the floor is yours, and I'll step into my supporting role.
Thank you, Patrick. And to set the energy for what we're about to do, let me do a brief chant. You've probably heard this before. And join along with me if you like. And it goes like this. E laka e kanaka loa, e kanaka poko, e uia e halaneo, hanamaka, ai kalani, maluka honua, ia kamau ilie. E ne ku I ka noe au ai ka huna. Me ka mahalo, nui nui. And welcome to this evening event. We're going to be covering a process called Ho'oponopono. It's a forgiveness process. It's to disconnect from an energy that's about to bring us harm or has brought us harm in some way. And I think one of the best ways is just to go about and do it on a person. And oh, that sounds kind of bad there. Do it on a person. But what I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about the process, and then if someone would like to have me work them through, actually do Ho'oponopono on them, where the others of us can participate from a borrowing benefits point of view. I think we can get a lot done, including breaking all the cords that are from people that are bringing you harm, from people that have harmed you before, from any past relationships, from any current relationships that they're still bothering you too much, at least current from their point of view, not yours, and just someone that is even thinking of bringing you harm. So this process I first learned in the late 80s from Pila and also Tad James. And Ho'oponopono is also the name of a fort on the big island of Hawaii. And it's a fort made out of rock, lava rock, and it really looks like a fort with walls. And on the big island of Hawaii, if you did harm and people were chasing you, if you got into the walls of the fort, they couldn't bother you. And they had to forgive you, and you had to forgive them. And so what does that have to do with the forgiveness process of someone that may have pulled out in front of you in their car and you spilled your coffee or tea and or worse, and so you wave at them in very strange ways with fingers pointing up. Well, what if that person turned out to be a criminal, like a child molester? Well, what you did is you just connected yourself energetically to a person who can bring you harm, like someone that's a criminal, and that can drain you. It can hurt, and it's how do you break that? How do you disconnect from that? Another example is if you're doing a massage and you're connected, and or if you're doing some energy work with someone, or if you're helping someone in any way. And when you're done, you want to be able to disconnect from them so that you can go home or go and whatever you're about to do for that day or for the next week or for the next month. But do you know that many of the massage people, and this is where I've done a lot of training in massage schools, is that they're still connected with their client after they're off the table and they've gone out the door. Well, what's happening is that the client is getting good energy from the practitioner, and the practitioner is not getting paid. Could that be anybody here? I'll show you how to do that. What I'm going to ask you to do is to, and I'm going to talk through the process. That I'm going to talk this process through several people, so you get a flavor for how it works. Okay? Would that be okay? And everybody that's okay with that, just hold up a thumb or a finger or wave or any of that. All right. We're going to do this with our eyes open or closed now. And I'm going to ask that you walk into a theater like an old theater or a new theater that has chairs in it, perhaps a balcony, and then a stage with nothing on the stage. And you walk into the theater, and I'll talk you through this. And notice, and I'll ask you questions about what does the stage look like, and standing there look down at a 45-degree angle. And then I ask you to call up someone on the stage that's doing you harm or that you feel you have a connection with. And I'll ask you to look at that person's face and tell me the expression on it. What do you think their expression is? And then what I'll do is call it, we'll cut all the chords. We'll go through a process of noticing the chords. I'll ask for you to call in a highest power, ask for you to name that highest power. And what instrument is this highest power going to use to cut the chords, the aka chords, AKA? And then I'll with you command this highest power to cut all the chords now. And I'll walk you through a few other steps. And then I'll ask you what's happened on stage. And the ideal result is that the stage is empty. So that's the process. And the best way would be just to do it with someone. Is there someone that would like to do the process with me? Roger, thank you. Thank you, my friend. And Karen, you're next, okay? Thank you. So Roger, go ahead and unmute if you would. And Roger, would it be okay if I connected with you?
Yes.
And is it okay to do Ho'oponopono?
Yes.
And what I'd like for you to do is to think of a person that there's not too big of a charge on, that's brought you some harm or discomfort, male or female, living or past. And please give me the name of that person, and preferably a code name, so you know who this is. And a code name can be like the second letter of their name, or whatever you may call them as a nickname. And so thinking of that, think about that for a moment while I ask you to go into walk toward your theater with your eyes open or closed, and go into your theater and notice how you are with regard to looking down on stage, and go to a place in your theater where you can look down at a 45-degree angle. 45 degrees is half of 90 degrees. And you can be up in the balcony area, you can be standing, you can be sitting. Maybe the stage is just real steep with chairs. As long as as long as you're at a 45-degree angle, and going into the theater, looking down at a 45-degree angle. Are you there now?
Yes.
Okay. And looking at the stage, what's the flooring like on the stage, Roger?
Wooden.
Wooden. What color wood? Is it light or dark?
Light.
And
it's
go ahead.
It's oak.
It's oak, light oak. Light oak. Thank you very much. Now the back part of the stage, what does the backstage look like? Are the back curtains? Is it curtains, or is it a painting, or what's in back?
Curtain.
Okay, curtains. What color are the curtains? What kind of material?
Velvet. Purple.
Purple velvet. How cool. Thank you. So now what I'd like to ask you to do is to think of the person that you have the code name for, that you want to cut the cords with. All right. And know that know that the cords will cut immediately, and you can and then we'll talk a little bit more about what happens and what you can do. And are you ready?
Yes.
Go ahead and call the person up on. Oh, wait. Before we do that, very important step I almost slipped on, because you look totally energized. So go ahead and up your energy about double, please. This is a real important point that I almost skipped over. You want to have your energy at least 4 times what it was before you walked into the theater. And is your energy 4 times or 6 times as much as it was a few moments ago? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So now, are you sitting or standing, looking down at a 45-degree angle?
Standing.
So standing, looking down at a 45-degree angle, call up the code name of the person on stage. Go ahead and just say their name out loud, the code name.
Tom.
And what's the expression on Tom's face on stage right now?
Quizzical.
Quizzical. So quizzical. So what I want you to do is to notice where the chords are, the aka chords. They're like they have different colors, and they're sometimes big and round or stringly. How many are there, and what colors are they?
There are lots of them, and they are just multicolored.
Thank you. Thank you. So I want you to have a one-way conversation silently, telling Tom that you're going to cut all these aka chords, and you're going to do that, and you're saying, and just make him aware of that. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you. And now what I'd like you to do is to call on a highest power to cut the cords. And what is the name of your highest power that's coming to cut the cords? Who is it? Say it again, please.
Creator.
Creator. Okay, we're going for the big gun here, all right? So for Creator, what instrument is Creator going to use to cut the cords, to cut all these Aka cords between you and Tom? Is it like a sword or a pair of scissors or
Machete.
a machete? What color's the blade of the machete? What material?
Silver. It's stainless steel.
All right. So now I'm going to, I want you to call in command for Creator to come in and cut all the cords. Are you ready? I'll do it with you. Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay, call in Creator to cut all the cords now. Let me know when all the cords are cut totally and completely. Now, are they all cut? Yes or no?
Almost. Now they are.
All right, thank you very, very much. Anything dangling off your body, let your skin grow over it. Let your skin, it comes into your body, your skin goes over it and heals better than before. All right. And what I want you to do is to note it, tell me what's happened on stage. Who's on stage?
Tom's now smiling. So, yeah.
Okay, he's smiling, but he's still there on stage.
Yes, he is.
All right, what I want you to do is kind of ask him silently. Are you okay with him on being on stage? Like if you feel comfortable with that or?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So what you've done is I think you've broken the connections. There's been forgiveness on both parties, and then there's a reconnection. Would that be accurate?
Yes, it would.
All right, super, super.
Liberation.
Right. Say it again.
Liberation.
Liberation. Okay. And liberation means what to you, and what does it mean to Tom? The same thing?
Freeing. Freeing everything that was before.
Thank you. Thank you. Super. Go ahead and blessings to Tom and Roger. Go ahead and then thank Tom. Okay. And go ahead and come on back in the room and open your eyes and thank you. And how was that? How was it? How was it? And do you have any questions?
No, that was fantastic.
And what it did is it brought up Tom, and you just reset the energies of the relationship. How beautiful! Yes. That really is the ultimate purpose of Ho'oponopono, and it's done in tradition in Hawaiian families whenever there's turmoil in the family or hard relations or gossip, they'll get together and have a meeting and do Ho'oponopono. And that's the main purpose for it with the Hawaiian culture. So thank you, Roger. Any questions?
No, thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Okay, if I move on, Roger?
Yes.
Okay, Mary, are you up next? All right, and Van Dorn, I see you. I've got you down afterwards, okay? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Charles, I apologize. I was just saying hello, that's all.
Oh, okay, no problem. I just didn't want to, I just wanted to let you, hello.
No, I apologize for being late. I really regret that I missed the beginning. I'm a practitioner of Ho'oponopono myself, so I wanted to hear what you had to say. So
super. Okay, well, I'll be asking you questions in a little bit, all right?
We'll see. Okay,
all right, thank you. All right, thank you, Van Dorn. All right. So Mary, hello.
Hello.
Hello, long time since I've talked with you. one-on-one. How are things going?
They're going well. Thank you. Very well.
Okay, so may I do a Ho'oponopono exercise with you
Yes.
to cut some chords?
Yes.
So I want you to think of someone that that you want to cut the chords with and give them a code name, because I want you to use code names, okay? Like
Okay.
maybe the 7th letter of their middle name or whatever. And so Mary, what I'd like for you to do is to imagine that you're walking into a theater, your theater, and walking into your theater. You either are on a balcony or some seats that are looking down at a 45-degree angle. And looking down at a 45-degree angle, are you there and are you doing that now?
Yes.
Okay. And please, the stage, please describe what it is, how big it is, what the flooring's like, what the back covering's like, backdrop is like, please.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's like a red velvet curtain in the background. And the flooring of the stage is like a silver, almost shiny. It's gorgeous.
Is it metal or linoleum or something?
I think it's kind of like a tile.
Thank you. Okay, the silver tile.
Yeah.
Okay, would that be accurate?
Yes.
All right, excellent, excellent. Okay, and you have the code name?
Yes.
All right, so I'd like for you to either looking down at 45 degrees, be sitting or standing. And which one are you? Sitting or
I'm
standing?
sitting. I'm sitting.
So sitting down, looking down at a 45-degree angle, I want you to double your energy. And let me know when you've doubled that energy.
Now.
And I want you to triple that. And please look down on stage.
Okay. Looking down.
And call up the code name of the person that you'd like to cut the chords with. Who is that? Call them out.
Baron.
And what is the expression of Baron's face when he stops and looks at you at a 45-degree angle?
Surprise.
Thank you. Thank you. Now notice the chords that are between you and Brandon. Did I say that
Baron.
right? Baron. Thank you. Notice the chords between you and Baron, how big they are, what color they are. Now, what I'd like you to do is to have a one-way conversation silently with Baron, saying that you're cutting the chords. He doesn't get to talk, you do. Is that complete?
Yes.
I'd like for you to call a higher power to come in and cut the chords. Who is this higher power, please?
Creator God.
Creator God. What instrument is Creator God going to use to cut all the chords between you and Baron?
This is beautiful light.
Is it like a sword that is made out of light?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, the sword is made out of light.
Beautiful.
Now,
Yes.
is the light clear or is the light white or is it yellow?
It's like a white light.
Okay, like a white light. Thank you. So now what I want you to do is to go ahead and command God Creator God, to cut all those chords now. All right, he's cutting the chords.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Are all the chords totally and completely cut? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then any parts dangling come into your skin, and skin grows over better than before. And what's happened on stage? Who's on stage?
Just Baron with this beautiful
Thank
look
you.
on his face.
Okay, is he still on stage?
Walking off to the side.
Thank you. Let me know when he's totally and completely gone.
All right, he is gone.
Thank you. And now, is there anything else on stage? Like, is there anybody behind this curtain, like backstage?
Not that I can see now.
Okay. So looking down on stage once again, totally and completely empty. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And how are you, Mary? And
Whew. I feel great. I feel light. I just feel like I lost 50 pounds.
isn't that great? Okay, and
Wonderful feeling.
you did, because whoever that person was, whatever they represented in whatever phase, they were draining your energy, holding you back, and now they're gone. Now, if they're a family member type thing, you can reset, and the connection would be reset. Otherwise, they're gone.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Welcome. You're welcome. Welcome. Do you have any questions of me, Mary?
No, I think I got it. Thank you so much. I love this. I love you.
Isn't this cool? Thank you. I love you. Yes, thank you.
This is so cool. It's one of my
You're
favorite
super.
things in the world. Thank you for teaching it the way you're doing it. It's so beautiful.
Got it. Got it. All right. So now, if someone else is ready, go ahead and just hold up your hand, and I'll do it with you. All right. Karen, you ready? Go ahead and unmute, please, Karen.
Yes. So can I
Oh,
start with
good.
a question?
Well, only one from you. Please, please, question. No, please.
With everyone that you did, I had a person that went through the process, and the first one I couldn't stop crying, and also when you said to reconnect, I think you were working with Roger, and you said to
Yes.
reconnect. I
Yes.
could not reconnect with that person. So do you want me to go through the process with you working with that person?
No, because that was Roger's experience, and normally I wouldn't talk about it, and this is kind of rare where there's a connection that's very, very desirable, right? Doing the Ho'oponopono, but it just means that the relationship is ready to be settled with between Roger and the other person or energy. Okay.
But I'm
And
talking about the person I was thinking of as you were going through the process with Roger. So I picked my person and I cut my cord with this person. But then when I try to reconnect, I could not connect with this person I cut the cord with.
oh, got it. Do you want to reconnect with them?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, let me help you with this, and this will do a lot more of connecting with. So, are you connected with them now?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. What I did is just some advanced type things, so as not to distract us too much.
Okay.
Because we're cutting the cords now, and then when hey, that looks like fun and all, and that's what we want to do. We want to reset the relationship. Now, there's some people that you really want to cut the cords from, because they've been mean to you, and other people where they're just like parasites and they're pulling on energy. So you want to cut them. And these all have different relationships. But it all boils. It's so far it seems pretty simple, doesn't it? Okay.
Too simple.
And almost too simple. But I'll
I just
show
feel
you.
all this warmth now for this person. And
Yeah.
I just, that was amazing. Thank you, Charles. That was it for me.
You got it. You got it. I'll show
good.
you. I'll show you how long it takes me to cut a cord with someone, and I'll do it with you. Okay. So I'm going to make a cord with you. You got it. Now I'm going to cut it. Okay. It's gone.
Wow.
Okay. This is I do it. I practiced. That's pretty quick. It's less than a second. But I practice and practice and practice, and I've done it thousands, tens of thousands of times. And that's what allows me to work with people that have real serious issues. And I'm still halfway okay. But I still need to take care of myself. I have my lessons to learn. All right. All right. Super. Super.
That was amazing. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Karen. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So now someone with a heavy duty person that they want to cut it from, like an old divorcee or that kind of thing.
Hey, Charles, before you grab the next person, I have a question for you, which is inside of a relationship that you have with somebody who you enjoy having them in your life, but maybe there are some aspects of the relationship that get a little bit sticky. Do you advise this as a process that's supportive for resetting a relationship that you want to keep on an ongoing basis?
Patrick, I'm glad you brought that up, and absolutely. Thank you, my friend, for bringing that up. This is used within families of Hawaiian lineage and gatherings. And if there's disharmony in the family, they use this technique. That's the main use for it within the Hawaiian culture. And it's really, really beautiful. That's the way I understand it and the way I learned it, and that's the way I respect it. But then sometimes there's people that have caused harm, or they're about to cause harm, or they're threatening you, and you want to cut the cords with them. You can just do the cord cutting process multiple times during the day. Maybe for 2 or 3 days, or maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But doing Ho'oponopono is a whole lot better than having them bother you, whatever the situation may be. This is one of the big secrets about working with cords, how we're connected with people, because we're connected with people all the time. All of us are connected here with each other. You can tell it just by the energy that's come more into your individual homes and offices or places that you are. And beautiful, beautiful. Does that
That's
answer
great.
the question?
Thanks for addressing that. And I've gone ahead and unmuted the next person. So it looks like Michelle is there.
Oh my gosh, it's Michelle. Oh, let me go and hide. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Michelle. I just wanted to razz you, just get you upset a little bit. Is it okay if I connect with you?
Yes.
Okay, please. Is it okay if I guide you through Ho'oponopono
Yes.
process? And would it be okay if some other people in the class here also did the process with you and used the borrowing benefits, like with EFT?
Yes.
All right, super. So please, you're outside of your theater and walking in, and notice how when you're walking in the theater, what the chairs are like, and what's if you're in the second or third story, or if you're just real steep, and do you go to a balcony, or do you just stand or sit? How is that?
I'm sitting in the front row to the right.
Okay, sitting in the front row to the right. I
Mhm.
want you to look down on the stage at a 45-degree angle, and please describe the stage to me. What kind of floor, or what kind of backdrop?
It's a light colored wood, and there's red curtains.
What type material with the curtains?
Velvet.
In what color?
Red.
You said red, yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So please, are you sitting or standing now?
I'm sitting.
So sitting there, I'd like for you please to double your energy. Let me know when you've doubled your energy. Thank you. And I'd like for you to triple that. Thank you. And do you already have the code name of a person that you'd like to cut the cords with?
Yes.
Please go ahead and look down on the stage at a 45-degree angle and call their name and let them walk on stage and look up at you.
Okay.
And what's their expression on their face?
Surprise.
Surprise. And by the way, what's their name? Code name?
Emily.
Say it again.
Her name is Emily.
Emily.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you. And with Emily, what's the expression on her face?
It's registering. Like, she was surprised initially, but now she's it's registering.
What does registering mean?
The look of surprise is gone, and it's just a look. She just blank, like not blank stare, but like just focused.
Okay, okay, super, super. Thank you. So now with Emily, I want describe the chords to me. How many are there? How big are they between you, and what colors are they between you and Emily, please?
Okay. I see one big thick one, and it's yellow, possibly gold.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And
There's
now
also
I'd
a
like
black,
which one's bigger?
the gold one.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so now what I'd like for you to do is silently to tell Emily that you're going to cut the cords, and and whatever else you may want to say, just one way. You talk, they listen. Complete?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, good. I'd like for you to call on a highest power. Uh, who would that be to cut the cords?
Yahweh.
Who, please?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. So what instrument is Yahweh going to use to cut the cords now with Emily?
A
Is
very
it
sharp neck.
a very sharp knife? How big is the knife, and what's the color of the blade?
The blade is silver. And it reminds me like a sword, almost like between a machete and a sword.
Thank you, thank you. So now what I'd like for you to do is to allow out loud or silently, either way, go ahead and command Yahweh to cut the cords with the knife, the metal knife of Emily right now. Are all the cords cut, yes or no?
Yes.
And what's happening on stage?
She's walking away. Oh, she's
Thank you.
walking to the other side of the stage.
And let me know when she's totally and completely gone now.
Okay, she's gone.
Thank you. Is there anything perhaps left by Emily, the hiding behind the curtains or that type of thing?
Her sadness. I can see her sadness. I don't know if that makes sense, but I see it.
Does it bother you to see her sadness?
It does.
What I want you to do is to imagine from up above and from down below, there's a light that shines on the sadness, and it shines on you. It shines all on the stage, and it's a clear gold light of Christ that comes from the top, the bottom, the left, the right, the front, the back, and it's the clear gold light of Christ with silver sparkles. And what's happening with Emily now?
The sadness is going.
The sadness is what, please?
It's leaving.
Leaving. Let me know when it's left.
Okay.
Are there by chance, and go ahead.
It's gone, I think.
And anything else left on stage? Especially, are there by chance a pair of eyes that are red?
I see a scarf that's red.
Shine the clear gold light of Christ from all the lights, and have a couple more lights come in and shine that all the way on the scarf and on what's inside the scarf or what's hiding on the scarf. And let me know when that totally and completely disappears.
Okay. I see the eyes now.
Let that go. Let me know when the eyes are totally and completely gone.
Okay, it's gone.
And how do you feel?
I feel at peace.
Thank you. And go ahead and come on back in the room.
Okay.
And may I ask you a question or two?
Yes, you may.
Okay. The how are you feeling now with regard to Emily?
I feel at peace.
Thank you. Thank you. And Did you feel like you had some harmful attachments with Emily?
Yeah.
Well, you did. And the red eyes are a sign of possession. That's totally, very, very evil. The first known as a name that begins with an S many times, or a D, like a Satan or devil or that type thing. Okay, that's how to break the connection with that kind of energy. Pretty simple and cool, huh?
Yeah.
And you notice how you can breathe even deeper
Yeah.
now?
I can.
Yeah, yeah.
That's been a long time coming.
Thank you very, very much, Michelle. I'm honored to work with you tonight.
Thank you, Charles.
Okay, yes. All right, so any questions from anybody? And sure, you're up next, okay? Well, it's been a while since I've heard from you or talked to you. I'm happy to see you, okay? Let me see if there are any questions here. Any questions from anyone? And let me go on to the other page. And okay. I don't see any questions.
Charles, we've got one from Amy.
Oh, I missed that. Where's Amy? Where are you at? Please wave your hand. Oh, I see you now. No wonder my arrow was on you. Okay. Hi, Amy. Please.
Hello.
How may I help you?
I'm just wondering, what if my stage looks different than the ones that are being mentioned, and what my instrument of cutting is different? Do I just visualize what's working for me and what pops into my head?
Absolutely, because you're a different person, and they'll all be different. It's very rare that they're the same. And so please just go with what you sense. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll do, if you want, I'll do a clearing with you, or cutting of the chords in a moment.
Yeah, after.
After Shira. Shira, are you ready? Can you please go ahead and unmute, please?
Charles, Shara's having some issues with her sound. She says, thanks anyway. I'll do it along with the next person.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Shira. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, Amy, I'm back to you.
Okay.
All right. And please, what I'd like to do is ask you if it'd be okay if I connected with you.
Yes.
And would it be okay if I did a process called Ho'oponopono with you?
Yes.
And so in doing that, please, I'd like for you to create a theater and go ahead and walk into the front of your theater. And noticing how the doors are, and noticing how the chairs are, and the angle of the floor. Like, is it real steep, or do you go to a second balcony or a third balcony to look down at a 45-degree angle on stage? And go ahead and do that, and go ahead and walk to where you'll either sit or stand. And doing that, are you looking down at a 45-degree angle?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And Amy, are you sitting or standing?
I'm standing for this one.
All right, good deal. Thank you. And I'd like for you to have a code name for who you want to disconnect with. And do you have one?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And it can be a sound, it can be 2 letters, or just a code name. All right. So Amy, I'd like for you please to double your energy. And do you know how to do that? Good. And triple that energy, please. Okay. And Amy, what I'd like for you to do is to call in the person on stage, have them come on stage and say their name out loud.
Rainier.
So with Rainier, what's the expression on the face?
Disbelief and anger.
Thank you. So notice the connection of the chords. Notice how many there are, what color they are. How big are how big are the chords and what color are they, please?
There's a lot of them. Some of them are black, some of them are really thick.
All right,
Um,
super. Thank you. Thank you. That's plenty. I sense them all. Good. So I want you to have a silent conversation, being in charge, and just say to Rainier silently that you're going to cut all the cords. You can say it out loud too if you want. You're going to cut all the cords.
Chords.
Thank you. Now call on your higher power. Who is that to cut the cords?
Universe.
In universe is going to use what instrument to cut the cords now?
A butter knife.
And how big is this butter knife?
It's actually pretty big. It's longer than my arm.
And is it powered by a gasoline or electricity?
Neither. It's just a very big butter knife.
Okay, very big butter knife that does it. All right. So let's go ahead and cut the cords. We've got Universe ready to cut the cords. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So go ahead and cut them. All the cords are cut. Anything that's dangling on within your body or on your skin, your skin grows over it and better. And please tell me what's happening on stage with Rainier. Are they gone? Yes or no?
It's like she was a puppet and she's on her knees.
So is the puppeteer there? The person who runs the puppet?
Yeah.
Is the puppet of the light or of the dark?
Dark.
And I ask the puppeteer, does the puppeteer have a name? Yes or no? And if so, say that name.
Nothing's coming to me.
I call in all the angels and archangels to come down and let me know how many are coming down to be around and be with you now. And do you recognize some of them? I see Gabriel.
Yeah, there's a few that I do know.
All right, super. Well, they're there to help you now. And so what I want you to do is to call on those archangels that say their name, or just one or maybe two or three to cut the cords. And who is it?
Doran.
Who, please?
Doran.
Thorin? Okay,
Yes.
and who else?
Michael.
Thorn and Michael. So what instruments are Thorn and Michael going to use to cut all the cords of the puppeteer?
A giant golden arrow.
And how does the giant golden arrow cut all the cords that were
Just
there
one.
with the puppeteer? Just
One
one.
slick.
Thank you. Go ahead and make the command to cut the cord right now. Cut the cord. Did you do it?
Yeah.
And feel the energy from all the angels and archangels around you, including Thorn. Gabriel? How does that feel? And what's happening on stage?
Rainier's gone.
Thank you. Thank you. And go ahead and open your eyes and come on back in the room. And how are you doing? How are you feeling? To be clear of all that stuff.
Whew.
It's totally different.
I actually feel really chilled.
And by you feeling really chilled, what does that mean for you?
I'm not sure.
Is the chilling feeling one of your desiring energy from certain sources or some other thing?
Some other
Would it-
thing?
Yeah, would it be okay if some healing energy came your way?
Yes.
May I ask my dear friend Michael to do that? Archangel Michael? Pira para
Yes.
sara turu turu sirakala para te to tanama. Para gire siru toro manaka. Te to tarpata te to to. And how are you noticing the warmth now?
It's starting to come in through my core.
It's coming in from
my core,
by core. What does that mean?
like my insides.
Got it.
My-
Okay. Are you talking about your inner core?
Yeah.
Thank you. Didn't that feel good to let that go? You're
Yes.
you're in charge of your inner core. So go ahead and just think of your inner core working with you, because you're in charge of all that energy. Did you know that? And if not, you know it now.
Learning.
Totally cool. Were you in the class a few days ago, Thursday?
I was.
Super. And if I may I show you something that I've discovered since that class? It's sort of it's just a moment to remind you a little bit of how to activate your inner core. Would that be okay?
Yes.
So what I want you to do is just put a hand, either hand, where the down here in the groin area. All right, and then with the other hand, put it on either the left side or the right side where the breast is. Okay, and feel the energy between the hands. And when you have a beat there, let me know.
Charles, your hands are a little bit off the screen, so I just want to point out that for the bottom hand, Charles is talking about between the belly button and the pubic bone.
Please. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick.
Yep.
And is the beat there? Is the energy there?
Yes.
So now take the other hand and put it over the other breast, all right? Leaving the hand over where the ovaries are. Leaving the bottom hand where it is. And let me know when the energy's between the two hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so now switch the hands. In other words, the hand that was down below is now up above on one of the breasts. This would be position 3. And you feel the even beat?
Yeah.
Thank you. And now take the top hand and move it to the other breast. And feel the energy between both the hands. Thank you. And now put both hands, one over one breast, one over the other breast, and send energy between the two. This is step 5, position 5. And the energy flowing?
Yes.
Thank you. And now just switch hands, kind of like cross them. And this is the last position. Take a big deep breath in and notice how you are. In control of you and your body, haven't you been?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So stage okay and clear and all that?
It is.
And any questions of me?
Not right now.
Okay, thank you. All right, how are you doing?
I feel relieved. And it's, thank you for reminding me that. And I found I can't do the energy work before bedtime because otherwise my eyes are just
Got it,
open.
got it, got it.
And thank you for reminding me about that one, especially at this time, because it's a lot of changes, energy. I'm in my basement, so it's colder than other places. So just, yeah, bringing the energy back to me and working with it.
Super, this is your energy. You get to work with it. And you get to choose when you work with it.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much, Amy. Thank you.
Charles,
you.
thank you. That's great work. Let me jump in here with you and just talk a little bit for a second. So, yeah, you know, as we go through people one after the other, I think it's important to keep setting the context and reminding people. Sherry asked, can Charles do a recap of what Ho'oponopono is? And I think that's a great idea. I also want to set a bigger context, which is, you know, Charles taught me this process a month or 2 ago now. And it's really obvious when we do the work, when things come up and we consistently cut and we consistently cut. And he has a lot more to teach us. But like in my case, if I'm not practicing it often enough, he's not going to teach me the next thing until I practice it. And he can tell. So as he does this recap, you know, the goal here at Lovonya isn't passive listening, it's embodiment. It's that we become these practices. So, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed when Charles gave that example of what it takes for him to cut, but he basically inhales and exhales and it's done. You know, it's a specific breath that he does. We can all get there. And I want to, you know, share some words that inspire us to do that. So if you're carrying any resentments in your life, if there's any relationship that you're upset about, just keep working with this tool with every relationship that's like that until you get to a place of peace with it. And then let's see, as we as a community embody that more and it starts to be in our field and we see one another doing it, let's see what happens next. Let's see what else he can teach us. So that's the context I wanted to share. And Charles, do a little recap for us. Like tell us what is Ho'oponopono?
Ho'oponopono is a technique that I first learned in Hawaii from Native Hawaiians and some of their friends, and it's about forgiving the family whenever there's tension in the family. Is the most common use for Ho'oponopono in the Hawaiian culture. And you think that well, it's about an argument or not talking to people in a certain way or this or that, but it's about something even more so that's real important, and that's forgiveness of not only the person or persons that are affecting you in whatever way, but also to forgive yourself. And as you're doing this process with Ho'oponopono and you're cutting the cords and cutting the connection with the person that has been, from your point of view, the catalyst for your feeling badly about them, or they're affecting your life. Well, really, they were an actor put there for you to learn some lessons. So this is also a way of accelerating learning those lessons so that you can move on to your next set of experiences. At least that's the way I look at it. And while I do Ho'oponopono quite often, I've also got to remind myself to do it for myself, on myself. Because the more I can forgive myself, the more that I have a better quality of life sooner.
Beautiful. Thanks. I know we've gone through a bunch of that already tonight, but every time we talk about it,
Yeah.
we hear a little bit more deeply. So it's great to keep going over it. So Sherry, thanks for asking. Charles, thanks for addressing. Brandon was next in line, and I unmuted him and muted him and unmuted him, and now it seemed to have lost his hand raised. Brandon, if you would like to jump in, you were next, and I'd love to make space for you, and then we'll jump over to Reed and anybody else who's got
Perfect.
their hands up
Perfect.
after that.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Brandon, yes, sir. I'm connected with you, and let's do rock and roll and do Ho'oponopono.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Go ahead and walk into your theater. Notice the steepness of the floor, how the chairs are. If you're in a balcony looking down at a 45-degree angle, or just on the main floor that has that 45-degree angle, let me know when you're either sitting or standing looking down at a 45-degree angle onto the stage. Now.
Standing, and I'm looking down at it.
And I'm at a 45-degree angle, yes or no?
Yes.
Good. And now what I'd like for you to do is to briefly describe the stage to me. What's the flooring like? What's the curtains like? What else is different on stage?
The flooring is a dark stained wood. The curtains are like a blue and gold tie-dye.
Thank you. Is this like tie-dye back in the earlier days?
Yep.
Ah, okay, rock and roll. And please, looking down at a 45-degree angle, do you have the code name of a person to bring on stage? And if so, state their name out loud, code name out loud, and let them come up on stage.
Kunji.
Kunji. And so what is the expression on Kunji's face?
Love,
Looking.
but pain.
Say it again.
A mix of love and pain.
Thank you. So notice the chords between you and Kunji. Am I saying the name right?
Yes.
And please, how big are the chords? What color are they? Tell me a little bit about the chords between you and Kunji. What the Hawaiians call the aqua chords, aka aka.
There's 4 chords. One is blue, one is green, one is a dull gold, and one is white.
Thank you. Thank you. So now, I'd like for you, please, to build up your energy even more, double what you had. And please double that. And even better, triple that. So now it's 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12 times what it was or more. have a silent conversation with Kunji that you're going to cut the cords. Let me know when that's complete now. Thank you.
Yes.
And please, who are you calling of higher power to cut the cords?
Yeshua.
So what instrument is Yeshua going to use to cut the cords between you and Kunji now? Say it again.
A katana.
Could you describe what a patana is?
A katana is approximately 30 inches long, double-sided sword that can split a hair in two.
Katana. So please command Yushana to cut all the cords totally and completely using a katana now. Go ahead and command out loud, please.
Rana kasado dia rakana kasado so rana dia babaya sara.
Thank you. Anything get out from the body, let the skin grab on it, grow over it better than before. And what's happened on stage? Brandon, what's happened on stage?
I don't see anything other than I sense a love energy there.
Thank you
Just-
very much. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. You did it 100% correct. Please slowly and safely come on back into the room and tell me how you're doing. Please.
I'm doing well.
Thank you. Thank you. All righty. Any questions, Brandon?
No, I thank you, and I love my brother, and I love you, and I thank you. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And so now is Reed around?
Yeah, I'm here. But I had a question.
Okay.
So, when you were working with someone else earlier and then there was a puppeteer behind them, I had a similar experience with the person that I was working on. And then but it's someone I want to reconnect with, and I wasn't sure what the process is to make sure that any attachments are fully removed before I reconnect to them. So I was trying to release things, the cords, from someone, but I felt that there were attachments or a puppeteer behind them, but it's someone I want to remain in contact with and reconnect, but I don't want to, but I don't know if it's my job to make sure that those negative attachments go away or not.
I think one of the best ways to answer this would be just to walk through the process, because with all that's involved, the connections will come back immediately whenever you think of the other person.
Yeah,
And
I think that's what happened.
okay.
But I feel like I'm not connected to them now, but if I do reconnect, okay, well, I can just do it.
Go ahead and connect with them now, silently, okay?
Okay.
And being reconnected with them silently, how are the connections with them?
I still feel there's a bit of negativity there.
Good. So can I walk you through or talk you through cutting all the cords?
Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead and do that, Reed. Please walk into your theater, noticing the type of chairs or where people stand or sit,
Okay,
and going into the theater, you want to be looking at a 45-degree angle on
okay,
stage.
okay.
And so are you in the balcony, or is the flooring just,
Yes, I'm
okay?
in the balcony looking down on the stage, which is like dark walnut wood and red velvet curtains and a white wall in the back.
Wow, thank you, thank you. So now doing that, call the person up on stage using a code name
Okay,
and let me know well, first of all, let me thank you for pausing there and reminding me to build your energy,
oh, okay,
double what it was. And then I want you to double that. And having this stronger energy over the other people that are being addressed, and triple the energy you have, Reed, please. This having the stronger energy really helps with that, getting through this type of thing that I'm doing with Reed right now. So is your
okay,
energy doubled, and tripled?
yes,
Okay, so now call the person up on stage that you want to cut the cords with.
rye,
Notice the connection between you and them, you and Rye. And have a silent conversation with Rye that you're cutting the cords. And please, who are you choosing today to cut the cords, and what instrument are they using?
creator God, and they're using scissors, but the scissor part are filled with light, white light.
Thank you. Oh, how beautiful. Thank you. White light.
And it's almost like a solid wall back and forth.
All right, thank you. Oh, how beautiful, how beautiful. So now command Creator God to cut the cords. Now.
Okay,
Are all the cords cut, yes or no?
yes.
Anything that's dangling outside of your skin, have your skin, let it grow into your body, and your skin grow over better than before.
Wait, I feel like there's one cord left.
Okay. And is the one cord cut now?
Yes.
Thank you. And now tell me what's going on stage, especially with Rye.
I still feel like Rye has attachments.
So these attachments
Are negative.
and is there another energy in the backstage area? Like perhaps behind the
Yeah, I think behind the curtain.
and tell me about what's behind the curtain.
It's
Running Rye.
dark red energy. You know, one of those names you mentioned earlier, I think.
I call on Amante and Amante to help Reed and I right now. And as I call in the clear gold light of Christ to flood the stage with lighting from above, from below, from the left, from the front, from the top, from the bottom. And now complete. With all the cords being cut, what is it that the energy affecting my dear friend Reed?
There's a lot of
What is it?
overwhelming love now.
A lot of, okay. is that bad energy? Has that bad energy left? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh,
Thank
I'm
you.
so grateful. Thank you so much, Charles.
All right, thank you, Reed. And if I may talk about this just a little bit, do you notice that how with the energies that are in a way darker or totally, completely dark, how I talk with them and how I address them, and how that before, if I feel that they're really totally, totally dark, I call in other energies to help me. And it's just about being creative and playing and knowing that the very worst thing that could happen using Ho'oponopono as we've done here today, the very worst thing is that you know that the energy is there and it's been there already. So are you going to do any more damage? No, no, no. You'll just know what you already know.
So you don't have to worry about them, that negative energy, like transferring into you or me or whoever is doing the process?
Not if you use it the way I've done it here, however many times I've done it, 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 times. It's real simple.
Thank you so much. I'm so
It's
grateful.
so simple. Many people go, well, how does it work? And then I say to them, we'll do it. And they say, well, it works. And it's like, whoa, there's a lot of energy around these tools that I use. And the energy comes from a group we can call the ancients. And by the way, have I been watching too many, I was going to say the name of it, Starship movies on my Amazon Prime. I guess I have. I binged a little bit watching some of the spaceship movies from years ago, like 20, 30 years ago. So I'm using that example of there are higher energies around us and within us now with our inner core. That is where many of the unknown and sometimes called miraculous actions or results happen. And if you really look at the whole picture, we're really blessed with having so much in the way of tools and information and methods and methodology to improve our quality of life. And it's really about us desiring our highest and best wishes, our highest and best goals, and seeing those as what we're going toward. And that's how, and you put all that together, and it's just so easy and so much fun to play about what could be seen as a lot of people as tremendously complicated and hard to do things. Well, at one time they were, but the energies have changed so much on the planet that that they're now much easier to do. And it's just a matter of trusting in a creator, in the creator within you, to have this greater quality of life. Now, I remember back when I started a while back, I was doing exorcism type things in the mid early into mid 80s, and I'd never heard of an exorcism. And here I am doing this, and I have grown men holding down small women, 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and it'd take me 2 or 3 or 4 hours to do a session, and now I can do it in what 5 minutes, the same type of thing. The knowledge is there, the energy's there, and I thank you very much for being part of this beautiful, growing, blossoming play and the learning. And Patrick, I thank you for your putting everything and everyone together at this time. And we can really see how easy it is, even if we have a rough internet connection, because mine just went a little goofy. I had a little signal. Yes, others may try to stop us and hurt us or harm us. And we've got a lot of friends in these other dimensions, in this other energy. And really it's quite powerful and friendly to work with. And fortunately, I've had some great introductions. Like when I first discovered that I could do things that seemed to be supernatural, it was December of 1977. And I was in graduate school, and my Christmas vacation, I went for a 2-week course with Transcendental Meditation. It was the city's program, and it was in Iowa, Fairfield, Iowa. And on the third day, the instructions were levitate, lift up. And so I was there sitting, and the instructions were given. And I said, God, if I lift up, I'm going to be a service for life. And I went and I lifted up, defying gravity. Here I was, a graduate engineer in a very prestigious MBA program. And I'm levitating in the air, and I'm going, my gosh, there's more to life than what I've been taught in school. And I've had secret government, I've had classified government clearances, and have seen many things that were very unusual. And I was a geek early when I first entered college, back in high school, and when I entered college. And so I come here with all this, and I thank you for letting me share this with you. And I put together a lot of these techniques based on being able to put in some common mathematics and some common electronics and make it simpler. And so I thank you very much this evening, and I'm honored to have been here. I bless all of you. I thank you.
Charles, we're honored to have you. Guys, as we're not going to go any more than about 5 more minutes from now at most. So if you have a question, this is a great time to ask it. Charles, I have a question, which is, when you instruct us to build our energy, could you say a little bit more about that?
There's many ways to build energy. And what I want you to do is, when I say build the energy, is to have a feeling of your energy building. And perhaps I could give more detail on it, but really what I wanted to do here is kind of see how the energy builds for people, and it would tell me what methodologies to teach next. Okay, so I sort of, if you will, cheated that way. But the biggest way of holding on to your energy and building it is to, we're probably going to learn some great techniques from Zane with regard to building your energy that are real simple. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm definitely looking forward. But what you do is you tighten, one simple way to do it is you tighten your sphincter muscle and you push your hips forward, and you're locking it from leaking. Okay. And then with that, you can do some things like, if you bring your hands and bring them up like this, what you're doing is you're raising energy through your inner core. And you've seen the inner energy that's come from your inner core that's infinite. Well, what you're doing is you could build energy like this. You could build energy by breathing quickly. A lot of different ways. So whatever way works best, and there's probably 10 or 100 other ways. But it's to have a dominant energy, a dominant feeling of the mind. And what's the difference between strong energy and a feeling of the mind? It's what you want to make it to be, so a person can even have a strong energy by projecting to themselves that they have a strong energy. So how's that for a wishy-washy answer, Patrick?
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Nobody seems to be having a hard time with it. Even when you first instructed me, I just did it. but it seemed like something we could touch on, and I appreciate you speaking to it. Guys, for those of you that don't know what Charles was referring to when he referred to Zane, every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern time, there is a teacher on Lovonya for the members only. And tomorrow, we debut a new teacher, which is Zane Marston. He's been a community member for quite some time now, and friend of mine for a while. And he for a lot longer than that, he's been practicing Qigong, and he has practiced Qigong for so long that he's just become light and goofy about life. Like, he's just fun. So I think we all need to study with people who are light and goofy and building their energy. Like, it just doesn't get any better than that. To me, that's the highest compliment I can pay. So for those of you who are not yet Lovonya members, part of the reason we do free calls like this with Charles is so that people get a taste of what we're doing in the membership. And it's only $18 a month, and we have a class like this every week. So we just encourage you all to subscribe, become Lovonya members, tell friends. And then I want to remind you that the other part of why we started this Ho'oponopono series is because Charles is going to be teaching a 24-lesson crystals class. And there's still a couple of sessions that are without charge before the 24 lesson starts. And those are the last Thursday in March and the last Thursday in April at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So I encourage you to attend those and to keep an eye on our email list. We try to put out one really informative email every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern time that tells you what happened last week that you might want to get a hold of and what's coming next week. So that's our pattern. You really want to watch the Friday at 5 email. And then we send out reminders. We don't want to overwhelm you with emails. So we send out a reminder for live events 15 minutes before they happen. That's it. So get your eyes on the Friday at 5 and you'll know what's going on. Jen just put in the chat, the next 2 free sessions with Charles about the crystal energetics are March 30th and April 27th. And March 30th is on clarifying higher guidance. And the culmination of the whole series that we've been doing this spring, this winter, and going into spring is the last class on April 27th, turning pain into joy. Like, that's what it's all about for us, is we're giving you the tools that we see as the prerequisites so that you can harness the power in your body to change your experience of life. That's what we're after. So if you have any questions, the email's in the chat as well. We at Lovonya.com, Lovonya.com. We couldn't be a community without all of you showing up. So thank you for being here. This is the fulfillment of a probably lifetimes long dream of bringing humans together. And we are the ones that are doing it, like right here, right now. This is what it looks and feels like, is to come together around love. And it looks like everything from somebody hopping on the hot seat with a feeling that's in them and they want to do something about it, to taking a nap right on the screen. That was like my favorite thing that I saw tonight, is like somebody being so relaxed and being so part of us, they could just like fall into the beautiful energy of this. And we've got all of that in this community. So this is just amazing to be a part of. I thank you all. And Charles, I especially thank you because, you know, there's just no doubt about it. This community has grown because you're special, and the stuff that you're teaching people is just extraordinary. And that you choose to do that with us, we're honored and we're blessed. So thank you for choosing us, and thank you for teaching and sharing your wisdom. You're really
Thank
amazing.
you, Patrick. Thank you.
Yep.
All
right, guys. Well,
one small little thing, if I may.
Of
Vanda,
course.
we're at the end of time. Could we talk later?
Of course.
Okay. Just go ahead and get a hold of Jen and give her your number, and I'll give you a call next day or two. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Everybody.
Jen, we're gonna ask everybody. Ask everybody to mute
you.
and say goodnight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Patrick.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.
Crystal.